Okay, so it seems like recently there's been more of an update to the whole ASMR VTuber channel thing that has been going on, and it seems like this problem is bigger than we expected, and it's even outside of the VTubing space. It's not just VTubers anymore, and it could also not just be ASMR content creators. But if you guys don't remember, essentially what we did is we covered a bunch of different takedowns and things. For example, like momocita here, who obviously makes a lot of content on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and all of those kind of platforms and things like that. And yeah, essentially, her YouTube channel ended up getting taken down and terminated, completely wiped without any strikes. It just got completely wiped, gone instantly. And this has surprised her and also so many other VTubers out there, because they also have been affected by the exact same takedown. Many VTubers, as you can see here on Alara's post, saying woke up this morning to see several VTubers channels outright terminated. Is there a ban wave going on? YouTube has a history of wrongful strikes and or terminations left to an automated system that doesn't know what it's doing. Please take a moment to support these VTubers and add Team YouTube if you'd like them to help. Now, again, it seems like there has been an update and some insight into what is actually going on, which if you do have an ASMR channel or make any kind of content at all on YouTube, then it is something to kind of consider for your channel as well if you're uploading, to avoid getting terminated like this too. Essentially, yeah, you got Kitara here saying, please don't do this to me. My channel was my proud achievement and you're telling me what I did was wrong. I didn't have any NSFW content. I'm a disabled creator. This is part of my livelihood. Can a real person please review this? And says, yeah, your channel won't be put back on YouTube. More people, Nami saying, I don't do blank content on YouTube. What? And obviously, yeah, Momocita's one, which we covered. But essentially, people have been kind of providing some more things, and it's all to do with apparently the external links policy. They say, hello everyone, I wanted to try and explain the recent ban on ASMR content on YouTube. I see a lot of confusion among VTubers, so I wanted to try and explain why YouTube does this, how to prevent accidents, and how it will probably get worse in the future. I've worked in the AI department, specifically training models for moderation for some big companies for a few years, and I'll explain the limit of my NDAs. Most bans for ASMR creators are because of external links in descriptions. So essentially what is going on, it seems like people that have been linking stuff, for example, like their NSFW content, tends to get banned, right? A lot of the people that make the content also have a page where they make also adult content, right? And a lot of them promote it in things like, for example, link trees, beacons. That's also another one. Many other ones, cards. There are so many different sites that do it now, where it essentially is one link that links to multiple links, right? You guys have probably seen it if you guys check like links in descriptions and things like that. I've got one on my Twitter, I'm pretty sure, where essentially you click on the link and it says, here's my YouTube, here's my Twitch, here's my Twitter, here's my whatever, and obviously then they can also put their NSFW one, right? Now, of course, that's been fine for a while, but I think what has happened now is YouTube's AI have started to look into that and has started to ban people with that in their link, because you're not allowed to put a direct link to it, apparently, in the description. Obviously, the external links policy says you are not allowed, links that send users to content that violates their community guidelines are not allowed on YouTube. In some cases, we may make exceptions with educational stuff. So yeah, essentially, you can't post a link that will take you to, certain content, as we could say, which will obviously get you banned. Obviously, if you were to put like a fancy link in your description, you're getting banned straight away. But what has happened now is, I think they're going into link trees. They're going into linked kind of sites and things and finding them in there and saying that this directly, kind of affects that, which I just don't think really does, to be honest. I think there is enough layers of protection there to avoid that from happening. But of course, YouTube doesn't think so. And I think that is the reason. But also, apparently, some people have been not having, have not got those websites or whatever linked, and have still been getting banned. And apparently, that is also due to potentially Patreon too, because I saw some people being like, oh, who cares if they make NSFW content and are sharing it on YouTube, then they should be banned or whatever. But I don't think that's the case, right? I don't think they should be. I think there's definitely enough protections already, if you're putting it through like a link tree and whatever, because sometimes you have to verify and things like that. But B, I think that also a lot of people aren't getting banned for having those specific sites. Sometimes it's just for having like Patreon, right? Patreon itself is getting banned too, because of course some people do upload that kind of content, but it's kind of flagging everybody's content as that, which I think is crazy. Obviously, yeah, lots of people have been saying, you know, please for the love of God, just remove all of your links from your YouTube. At this point, if you do ASMR, guys, 30 plus ASMR artist channels wiped out in the last 24 hours. Obviously, yeah, here it is, like other ASMR YouTubers who aren't even like VTubers, they're just regular YouTubers. Almost 10 years of creating content and it's deleted overnight. I'm not the only one either. YouTube just took down so many other ASMR channels last night. I sent an appeal, just got this confirmation email right now stating that they won't be putting it back up. This is insane. If you feel comfortable, please share and tag your YouTube so they can see this. And yeah, it's been a huge problem. It's been, like, as I said, almost like an epidemic at the moment. It seems that Team YouTube did actually finally respond to one person. They hadn't responded to anybody else, which I thought was a little bit odd. But it seems that they responded to this person saying, we're checking on this for you. So we'll have to see if they do anything about that. But yeah, it's just pretty sad to see, right? It's pretty sad to see. Of course, some people saying, follow up, YouTubers denied my appeal after banning me. Apparently, dozens of other ASMR artists for blank content, despite having none. Honestly, I expected this decision. YouTube said they would reach out to me privately, and they never did. I've also been seeing so many posts of creators losing their accounts in identical circumstances. I assume some sort of moderation bot issue across YouTube, but really it doesn't matter because they're clearly not willing to properly consider the appeal. Now, again, this is the question that a lot of people have been asking is this an accident, right? Is this a bot going rogue and banning people and whatever that potentially shouldn't be? Or is this the case of, you know, YouTube changing the rules, changing how things work, and applying heavier moderation to things like Linktree pages? And I think it honestly could be either, right? It'll be interesting to see what YouTube says in response to this kind of stuff and all of this kind of, you know, situation, right? But essentially, yeah, you know, it could be a conscious YouTube decision to punish people that have this in their link trees or whatever. But what makes me think it's more so of a bot malfunction and that the AI is kind of failing, which of course it does quite a lot with YouTube anyways. I feel like it's one of these things because I feel like YouTube, if they did suddenly enforce a new policy where you can't have it in link trees or anything like that, and they're cracking down on that too, I would, you know, usually they would give you like a warning, right? I feel like they wouldn't just straight up terminate your channel. I think like YouTube are nice enough. Like, I know people hate YouTube, but I feel like they are nice enough just to be like, hey, by the way, you know, this is just a warning. Take these off your descriptions, else your account will get terminated, right? Usually that is what happens quite a lot, right? But it seems like they've just been straight terminated, which makes me think that it is just a bot. They've set like the rules for it to go into link trees and stuff now, and whatever, and it's just kind of gone, okay, yeah, I'll go and do that, and it's just gone and done that without any warning, and obviously, yeah, now people are getting taken down like this, right? But yeah, I mean, overall, it is a pretty interesting situation. I just kind of wanted to cover it and give a little bit of an update because it is really sad to see all of these channels getting taken down, especially some, as they say, have been working on it for almost 10 years and it's just gone like that because of a YouTube policy. I think it's crazy, right? I think it's crazy. They should have been warned. They should have had someone to talk to, but hopefully there can be some kind of response if people keep on talking about it, right? That's why I'll continue to make videos on this because I want people to talk about it. I want people to bring it up to YouTube and let YouTube know that this isn't okay. Yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this video, though. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Keza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.